What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be talking about the top 5 our best and worst value point guards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So lads, this is only going to be value, lads. This is not going to be who's the best. This is not going to be who's the worst. This is purely based on, for me, how good they are based on in relative to how much they cost. So you're going to see a lot of cards that kind of came out a little bit early in the worst value, but at the same time, just because we know the reason for them being the worst value does not mean they're the worst. Or does not mean that they're still not good value, or that they're good value. So there are cards in the worst value that are better than cards in the best value, but it's all to do with price. I'm going to be doing this for every single position. This has become like, I remember before I was even making any list, this was like the very first series I did that blew up, making these videos in January of 2017. January of 2017 was the month that I grew from like 2,000 subscribers to like 7,000 subscribers. From videos like this, as well as the intangible stuff. But this was what really, this and the worth of it is what really take it off. So every December, because, look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm uploading as much as I possibly can in December. Because why not? Basically, what is the case is we're gonna be doing this, and if this goes well, we might do it we might make this a monthly thing. So now we are on to the top 5 worst value. So at number 5, and I'm gonna put Darren Williams in here because he's not great at this stage in the game, and he's not cheap either. And not only that, he has never been cheap. I know he's rare, I know he's expensive because he's rare, and he's 65k right now. The last time I've seen one of him sell on an open bid, it sold for like 48k or something. So he was like about a let's say roughly 45k card. And for 45k, let's just compare him to a free or a like 4k Isaiah Thomas. And look, Isaiah Thomas was originally on my list. He's going to be in the honorable mentions, this card right here. He's going to be in the honorable mentions for the best value. But, wow, you got 2 extra half badges, one of them being unpluckable, which is irrelevant. Floor general is good to have. Unpluckable, it matters, like half unpluckable versus like gold unpluckable, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Like, would you have unpluckable? No unpluckable is a disaster. But like, he doesn't get that many badges, only 19 golds, 7 silvers, including like clamps, only silver interceptor. And if you're looking at it in terms of his attributes, yeah, he's got a good 3-pointer. He's got no real dunk. His defense is poor. Like, interior is okay, but his steal and his perimeter aren't great. Speed's alright. 84 lateral quickness. But the problem is, he doesn't even, as far as I'm aware, he does not even get a good dribble style. He's 6'3", he does get the long wingspan. He's not terrible, which is why he's number 5. But his position on the list, like, it is what it is. It is what it is. At number 4, we got Kevin Johnson. So Kevin Johnson is just small. I don't even think he's that bad. He's just not cheap. Like, he's a pink diamond point guard who's like 75k. And for 75k, you're getting a point guard, in my opinion, that's comparable to like Tyrese Maxi. And Tyrese Maxi, again, is an honorable mention. He's only an honorable mention. I don't own him, but he's an honorable mention for the like best value card. You're getting basically an upgraded D Brown. So he's got half quick first step, but he doesn't get a good dribble style. He's got dimer, posterizer, quick first step, downhill, floor general. So he does have some decent badges, but he can't really get to the basket well. I've used him. He's just too little. He doesn't shoot the ball well enough. His release is very good, so he's wide open, he will hit, but he doesn't shoot the ball well enough off the dribble. His driving dunk is good, but it's hard to get him into a position to dunk with him. His steal and perimeter defense are okay. He's got terrible interior. Yeah, speed's good. Lateral quickness is pretty decent. But again, he's just too small and he's very expensive. And the fact is, like, he's not even needed for XP anymore and he's still really expensive. Not only that, like I understand, like, these guys being expensive because of rarity. He wasn't even, like, some people, like, even Darren Williams, there are Utah Jazz fans that were, like, big fans of Darren Williams. Heck, even some Nets fans, he was pretty good before he signed that contract. For the summer of 2012, he was pretty damn good for Brooklyn. But like Kevin Johnson, fair enough, he was good for Phoenix, but I mean, he doesn't have a track record for being the greatest person either. Like, And then speaking of people that don't have a track record for being the greatest people ever, a player who most definitely is not a good person in Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd, Pink Diamond. He was like 30-something K a week and a half ago. And I still think he was overpriced at 30K. He's now twice that. You're paying 80K for Jason Kidd. You might be thinking, oh, Jason Kidd, like stats and badges wise, he's very comparable, if not better than Peyton. And I agree with you. I do. Stats are brilliant. Badges are brilliant. Like he's a decent shooter. He's not going to dunk the ball at all. But like you're looking great defense. His interior is okay. His block is terrible. Really good speed, good lateral. You're thinking, okay, he's really comparable to Peyton. He is the worst jump shot in the game. Like, I think Ty put it right when he was playing with Hito. He was shocked that he was using Hito Turkoglu, and Hito Turkoglu did not have the worst release on the floor. Jason Kidd is so bad in this game. And I don't even know what the story is. I think it's a mixture of his release with his upper. Because I can kind of like, Giddy's release isn't good. But Giddy can shoot way better than Jason Kidd. Like, you can be under the basket when he catches the ball and you're still getting a contest. Kidd has to be the worst shooter I've ever seen in 2K. And he's been that way since 2K16. Jason Kidd he's just horrific. He's horrific. I remember they gave him a Dark Matter last year and that card sucked. They've given him out so many times and he sucks every year. He's just terrible. I'm sorry, lads. He is just absolutely terrible. And he's like 80K. Like, you could put him here at number 3. You could put him at number 1. But he does play good defense at like 70K, so I'm not going to put him at number 1. Then at number 2, this guy is better than Kidd. I will admit that. But post speed burst patch, this card's not good at all. Stephen Curry. Not Seth Curry. Steph Curry is not good. Pre-patch, he could 300. But like every version of Steph is above 100K. I've seen this Steph here in the last week ending at 200K. Just like with no action badges. I've seen this one end at like 180, 190K. And people, the difference is that you maybe play Jason Kidd once in a blue moon. You play Steph all the time. Stephen Curry, he doesn't even have half range. Let's take that into account. He doesn't have half range. The burst isn't as effective. He's probably the worst defensive player built in the game. His fadeaway isn't as OP because especially on next gen, because the normal fadeaway is ridiculous. He only gets gold range. He's not a top 10 point guard in the game, but he's probably in the top 4 point guards in the game price wise. There are so many better options to use. There are so many. Heck, I actually think, like, I'm using, like, I will, like, reveal one of the best value. Give me DeJounte Murray over Stephen Curry at this stage of the game. The patch has basically, like, there is no good player, there is no competitive level player that will ever use Steph Curry. And I'm not even just talking about competitive level. You might say, oh, but Steph Curry's really fun to use. You can't even move Spurs sideways anymore. Steph is just getting clamped by anyone who knows what they're doing. Steph Curry would not have been anywhere near this list 2 weeks ago. Even when he was 250K. Because I was like, you know what? He can actually cook on offense. But no. The new patch has rendered Steph Curry pretty much useless. Number 1. This card. Oh my god, if I play against this card today, and somebody, like, this card was one of the biggest nerfs of any card. Derrick Rose Diamond. You know, I think, oh, he's nowhere near the price of Curry. Yeah, but he's useless. He is beyond useless. Like, he absolutely sucks. So, Derrick Rose had the Derrick Rose side to side. He had one thing that he had better than everybody else. He doesn't do it anymore because of the patch. But what you're getting with Derrick Rose, I'm trying to think, this is off rip, I think. What you're getting with Rose is, you're getting a player who can't really shoot. Like, he'll shoot wide open, but that's about it. His dunking is pretty good. He's a good ball handle. He plays no defense whatsoever. He's fast, but he has no lateral quickness. Like 78 lateral quickness in December. And yeah, he's got half quick first step. He's got half downhill, slithery and fearless. So it's not too bad. But like, you can't even left right, so it's hard to get to the basket with him nowadays. Because he can't shoot. People just back off. He's got like unpluckable, only 15 gold badges, no defensive badges, can't get any defensive badges. Like, we're looking at a guy right here who is bad. Like, again, Tyrese Maxi, who's not even in my best value, 7,000 MT, and he's way better than Derrick Rose. I'm just saying, even without the dunk, the freaking Isaiah Thomas Amethyst is better than this Derrick Rose. He is garbage. He's number 1 on this list. He is number 1. And now, we are on to the best value players, lads. We are on to the best value. So, honorable mentions are going to be Tyrese Maxi. So, Maxi was close. Maxi was on my very first list. And there's a niche player that I'm putting in here. But Tyrese Maxi, like, if you he's still usable. He's 6'2", so he's a little bit undersized. But, like, you're paying, like, 5K for a guy who's got a really good dunk, a really good three-pointer, the pro 3 behind the back and clamps. Like, there's not even a debate. He's he's better than Steph Curry. He's got 85 3-ball, 85 driving, 86 ball handle, good defense, decent interior, pretty good speed, good lateral quickness, as well as 40 goal badges. Yeah, he can't shoot from deep, but I mean, with his release and stuff, he's really, really good. Tyrese Maxi was a very, very close one, putting Tyrese Maxi on this list. But he's brilliant. He is absolutely brilliant. And then Isaiah Thomas. His Amethyst card. This guy right here. Wrong Isaiah Thomas. He's super cheap and he's fine. Like, he's literally the Diamond Isaiah Thomas. Except the difference is that the Diamond Isaiah Thomas can dunk and this one can't. And you're paying like 30, 40K for that other one right now. And you're paying 2,000 for this one. I've been messing around with this card in clutch time a lot, and he's good, man. He's good. Like, let's compare him. Like, still got half-dimer. He's got some solid defensive badges. He's got, like, lucky number 7, quick first step. Still got shifty. Got, like, catch and shoot, silver clamps. He's got exact same shooting. Literally, the only difference is instead of, like, having a 90 dunk, his dunk goes down to 35. Other than that, their stats are essentially the same. And yeah, the dunking does matter, but I mean, for 2.5K MT, like, you can use this guy when you're just starting out the game, and he's brilliant. He is absolutely brilliant, lads. And you know what? Screw it. I'm putting him in at number 5. I'm putting him in at number 5. My number 5, I'm going to put in as a honorable mention. So Isaiah Thomas is going to go number 5. I have Jalen Suggs because, actually no, Isaiah Thomas is going to be honorable mention. Jalen Suggs, for the reason that you can consistently get Jalen Suggs for under 1,000 MT. And I mean, he's probably a little more expensive right now. He's around 1,700 MT. So he's a little bit more expensive, but I have seen, you will routinely find this guy for under 1,000 MT. He's expensive today. He's not normally this expensive. It's a close one between him and Isaiah Thomas, honestly. I'll go with him at number 5, Suggs. So, Suggs, he's got catch and shoot, fearless finisher, glue hands, pogo stick, slithery, needle threader, clutch shooter, green machine. He's got like silver interceptor, silver mismatch, silver limitless spot up, silver fast switch, bronze quick first step. As well as that, he's got shifty. He's 6'4", so he's got a decent player build, a good 3-point shooter, good dunker. He's got good steal and perimeter defense, not good interior at all though, which is quite bad. Speed mediocre, lateral mediocre. And again, for like 1,000 MT, you're getting a point guard who can shoot, he can dunk, he can handle the ball, and he plays a little bit of defense. So yeah, Suggs, a really good player. I wouldn't run my offense through him, which is why I kind of stopped using him. He does not work well as a cone point guard. I will say that. He does not work well, but Jalen Suggs, for me, still a brilliant, brilliant player here at this point guard position. Then, lads, at number 4, this one is a weird one because I don't necessarily like this card, but he's the only player at his role that's cheap. Like, when you're using Spencer Dinwiddie, he's 5,000 MT. Or, Jesus Christ, I'm buying this one for 3,500 MT. Screw that. For 3,500, you'd have to be crazy not to do that. But Spencer Dinwiddie, basically, he is a 6'6" point guard. Stats-wise, attributes-wise, he's not great. But he's 6'6" with a long wingspan. So he can play that Penny Hardaway role. If you don't dribble the ball Penny Hardaway, like, and he plays defense at a worse level, but quite similar to Penny. As long as you don't need him as your primary ball handler, he can just guard the other team's small forward. And he can allow you to run a taller team. Yeah, he only has 73 lateral quickness. He's got good speed. And he plays better in his stats. He really does. For 3.5k, he belongs on this list. There is no question about it here that Dinwiddie belongs on his list. He's 6'6", plays lanes, and I mean, he's still to this day usable. And for that price, a card that's usable in a lot of settings, I mean, you can't complain. You really can't complain. Then at number 3, we've got one of my favorite point guards in the game. It's Eric Snow. So Eric Snow's a little more expensive, and a lot of people are saying Eric Snow is not as good as Dinwiddie. In my opinion, he's better. I think Eric Snow is quite a bit better. So like he's in and around the 5k. Like he's not that cheap. Like Eric Snow's really not that cheap, so he's in and around 5. But for 5, what you're getting is you're getting a god tier defensive point guard who shoots the lights out. The only problem with him, with Eric Snow, is that he can't dunk. But you got like pickpocket, clamps, pogo, mismatch expert, lucky number 7, blinders, quick first step, sniper on gold. You got a really easy release to green in 28. I love 28. Some people don't like it. You got like menace, hustler, silver interceptor. He's got intimidator, circuit threes, limitless spot up, chef. He's 6'3" with a 6'6" wingspan, but it's one of those 6'3", 6'6" wingspans, and he feels about 6'6" on the floor. He's not going to dunk. That's his problem. He's not the best with the ball in his hands. He's got base, or he's got fundamental dribble style, but he's got unbelievable perimeter defense. Is he going to be able to be used competitively? No, but I mean, I still use this guy fairly regularly in Unlimited. I use this guy quite a lot in clutch time. He balls out for me, he shoots from really deep. Like, I use him a lot of the time in my quote-unquote troll squads. At the end of the day, you do kind of need a point guard. But, yeah, Eric Snow is brilliant. He is brilliant. So he's in here at number 3. And number 2, and this one might be a little bit controversial, DeJounte. I think DeJounte, no question about it, belongs on this list. And he's a little more expensive. But DeJounte just gives that little bit more. So, like, he's not as cheap as he once was. You're paying around 6-7k for him. He was down at like 3.5k at one stage. I don't own DeJounte. Wow. But basically, DeJounte is like a much better version of Jason Kidd. He's only got hot floor general, but he's got 30 gold badges. He's got all the key badges. He actually only has silver clamps, but clamps actually the least important of all the defensive badges. Like all the defensive badges, high enough. He's got quick first step on gold, although he does only have slash or dribble style. His release is good. Got silver menace. The difference is he's got a 6'10" wingspan. His 3-ball's good. His dunk is good. His defense is insane. I know his stats don't look good, but his defense is good. He's got really good speed, 2 on acceleration, good lateral quickness. He plays way better than his stats would suggest. For me, he's like budget Gary Payton. He is budget Gary Payton. Like, as of right now, since they patched the like left-right, like he's like a way better wall rager. I would rather use DeJounte than Steve Francis since they patched left-right. So like, that's how I have to rate him that highly. And number 1, I don't care. I don't care that he's not that cheap. It's Alex Caruso. It is Alex Caruso. Like, this card here, I'm telling you, he is that dude. Whether you play him at the 1, whether you play him at the 2, I personally prefer playing him off. Like, don't play him on the ball. He has to be your secondary ball handler. But, like, you are paying 15k for what is, in my opinion, one of the best 5-point guards in the game. Like, Alex Caruso, the more I use this guy, the more I like this guy. Half interceptor, catch and shoot, put back boss, glue hands, clamps, posterizer, pogo, bailout. Like, that half interceptor, he's got quick first step, but he gets ridiculously good layup animations. His jumper is 17. For me, he doesn't miss ever. He's got a really good driving dunk. He's got unbelievable defense. He's got insane interior defense and block, which a lot of point guards don't have. Really solid speed and great lateral quickness. I get it, he's more expensive. But for me, Caruso is like the definitive Jason Kidd cone player. He's like 100 times better than DeJounte. He's way better than the likes of Jason Kidd. He's way better. Peyton is, in my opinion, Peyton's better than him. Like, Peyton is better than Caruso. But if you have Klay Thompson, I would rather run Caruso at the point than run Peyton at the point. Caruso guarding ball, for me, is just ridiculous. I get it. Again, he doesn't have the greatest, he doesn't have half clamps or anything, but Caruso guarding ball, he just steals everything. The guy is easily one of my favorite players. And like, you guys will see, there is a point guard that is going to be removed from this team after my next episode of The Road to J Rich, and it's not going to be Caruso. That's for sure. Caruso Absolutely dominated. He has dominated games for me. So for me, Caruso is one of the best point guards in the game, period. And like a cheap alternative to a John Wall. If people wonder why John Wall isn't in the worst value, John Wall may be the best point. Like, he may be one of the best point guys in the game after this patch. After the left-right patch, the burst that John Wall always gets, the just misdirection, you can still get that burst. That was never patched. So, like, John Wall's way better now than he was pre-patch. So, John Wall is... I still prefer Marcus Smart to John Wall. Heck, I probably prefer Alex Caruso to John Wall, but it's a very close one. But I'm not going to put... Like, he's not great value, but he's by no means as bad value as the guys that I have on that list. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.